So in today's video, we're going to talk about how professional headphones, especially when they're from a company like Rode, should be lasting longer than 2 months. You should be able to take these things out with you on location, use them. They should be able to take some drops, some hits, all of that sort of stuff. I haven't even done that with the NTH-100 headphones, which I bought on the 5th of April. So they're just coming up to just over 2 months old. Okay. These headphones have only ever been used at my desk. They've only ever been on my, literally on my head, which is quite a small peanut sized head, if I'm all honest with you. And yeah, they've always been put on a stand afterwards. So the fact that they've broken, and they've broken on something that was really praised about them in the review, which was the twist locking clip, is a big concern for me. And I just wanted to make this video to just sort of share my experience, maybe as this happens to anyone else as well. I'm not making this video to shit on Rode microphones. I will be 100% honest there. I own a bunch of Rode mics and it won't ever stop me from buying more, okay? In fact, we're about to buy the wireless Go-To system and 2 lavalier Go-Tos for use at my work, because we're going to be recording some internal seminars and stuff like that. And then it even allows me to just plug things in like my VideoMic NTG and do that wireless, and I get to use it at home, so it's great, and I don't have to pay for it. Now I am going to take you in for a closer look at these in a minute. Sorry, I'm not holding them up too much. It's just making me upset looking at them. So I'll compare them to the DT990s because even if you wanted, closed backs, you've got the DT700s and the DT700 Pro X's, which come either side of these headphones. And honestly, I would probably buy those after my experience with this. So yeah, I'll take you in for a closer look at that, but I wanted to just tell you about how I wear them on my head. Now, generally I just wear headphones like this. One of the reasons I think they've broke, which I'll show you in a second, is you can see there, I often put one headphone like that. And I know a lot of people do that. That's a mixing thing, okay? That's if you need your ear on the room, but you also want your ear on the mix, okay? People do that, especially if it's closed back headphones. So you expect there should be a bit of twist and a bit of bend, okay? Now, I was initially going to review these 6 months after I purchased them, because I don't think, look, I don't mean to point any fingers here, but I think anyone that reviews a pair of headphones after using them for 3 days can't be trusted. Or a week, they can't be trusted. Headphones need to be tested over time, because although they can sound great and look great from day one, you don't know about build quality issues on something that you take off and put on your head a lot till 3, 6, 9, 12 months later. So I would never really want to review a pair of headphones when they come out just to be sitting in algorithms and just to be making my money. And the fact that Rode didn't send me these anyway, I told myself that I was going to review these 6 months later. Now, the things I would have said would have been mostly, what most other people had said about them. Really comfortable, build quality looks very good, but obviously we know it's a bit faffy and a bit crap from there, and the pads are super comfortable. Sound profile was always a bit meh with them. I found that the bottom end was quite nice. There was a bit of warmth there, not quite like studio headphones. In some ways, I always said that it sounded very much like my NTG3 sound profile wise, and there was just not enough top end for me. They were a bit veiled, not quite as bad as some Sennheisers, but I just wish it had a little bit more. Not as much as DT990s, but it just a little lift in the top end, and I would have been happy with them. So yeah, I'm going to take you in. We'll have a little look. But like I said again, Rode probably aren't going to send me anything after this ever, and they never have anyway. But I don't think they will now, but I think it's just, something I should do as a reviewer. I should share the experience and show you the breakage. So yeah, sorry it took so long to get to it. Let's have a look. So let's start by looking at the working side. Okay, so this clip, and I would have massively praised this in my review as well. This twist to lock clip was awesome, an awesome idea. Okay, so you put it on your head, put it onto position, and then you just twist it and lock it. Now we have a metal band that's coming all the way up here. We've got really nice metal that comes all the way down to the ear cup. Now this is being held on the side here. It's basically a piece of plastic that comes all the way around it. And you're going to see here, you see there is this pin. Originally when I snapped off, I was thinking, oh, okay, there must be a pin somewhere. I'll find it, and then at least I can tighten them back up and use them for now. Because I actually need to use these next week, so I'm going to have to order another pair of closed back headphones for when I do that video at work. And yeah, it's not. This pin essentially that you screw through here, which I will show you on the other cup, but you can see it there, that pin, that's just intact. This pin that you screw is actually what keeps this tight. So this little bit tight. So essentially all we have is this bit of plastic coming over here that holds the entire ear cup. So you can see I'll put that back on. This piece of plastic holds the ear cup. That's the only thing that's holding it into place. The nut is not actually doing anything, okay? It's a piece of plastic that just goes over the top. So if we try and let's try and put these back together. So I don't know if you can see that there, but that's essentially what happens. The wire just goes down the side. This little metal bit that attaches to the cup then clips on. And then this piece of plastic would have been put on at some point. It's a bit hard for me to show. I really do need to get a macro lens at some point, but you can see that's where it's snapped. It's just snapped down the side there and snapped there. And that is just only from light use. Literally just putting these on my head, using them at my desk and putting them on a stand. And they've lasted 2 months and a week. Well, 2 weeks. Let's have a little look at the DT990s then. We've had these for 2 years. Absolute workhorse headphones. You'd say the build quality isn't as nice as the Rodes. That's what you'd say, yeah? The pads are nice on these when you first get them. Yeah, they are really soft, so these are getting a bit worn now. The headband's okay, all of that stuff. They are what they are. I quite like the look of the DT990s, but you definitely see, you know, now that we've got the Pro X's, you can see the up in build quality. But these things have been really abused. These haven't just sat on my desk. These have come to work with me. They've been shoved in bags. And I'm going to admit that I've stood on these a good couple of times. You can see here, they're all still good to go. If you can see back there, just 2 screws holding this into position. Nice. Nothing over engineered, not trying to be new, just work and work constantly. So there was just a quick little look at what happened to my NTH-100s. That's definitely something that needs to be worked on. I don't think that just being one entire plastic piece here that wraps all the way around is a good implementation, as you can see. So yeah, let's just go up camera and I will tell you my final thoughts on the NTH-100s. So there we go then. As we know, Rode's warranties are generally quite good and quite long. I don't know what they give you on these headphones. It's definitely not a 10-year warranty though. I mean, even if I did a warranty claim, I would probably sell them for somebody else that wants to use them. Like I said, you know, I've got a small head, like a really small head, and I'm just going to take them off and try and hold them in place. You know, they have just broke from doing that, from having that little bit of tension. So that's generally the one that I take off my ear. So that's how they've broken, and they've lasted 2 months and just a little bit, what longer, what, 2.5 months. And then we've got these that have lasted 2 years that don't have a detachable cable, that do sound really bad after you change the pads. The high end gets really nasty. There's some really stabbing peaks in there, which is why I'm putting off the pads and they're looking a little bit crusty. But these will go, I think I've got years left in these, even without a detachable cable. As long as the cable doesn't go, that's my only concern. And that's weird, isn't it? A lot of people don't buy the Beyerdynamics, the DT990s, 770s and 880s because of them not having a detachable cable. That's a lot of reasons why people don't buy them, but they last for freaking years. I've got friends that have got DT770s that are just ancient. You know, they might have bought another pair at some point, but they've still got a secondary pair that somebody else uses in a booth still going. So yeah, it really hurts me to say, Rode, you failed here, because I really wanted to love these headphones and you were going to get a very good review of me after 6 months. I was going to do sound demo tests and everything. We were going to get the headphone tester back working. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I would have always said that they were a bit too veiled for me, but I would have said they're still really decent close-back headphones that are easy to drive with really comfortable pads, like the nicest pads that you can get on headphones, you know, under 500. These are some of the best pads. But yeah, your locking connector broke. Anyway, that's it from me today. Let me know if you've had a similar experience with these headphones. I'd be very interested, or just any other build quality things, any things that you really like about them or you don't like about them. I'm hoping that this is just an isolated incident. I know that's how it's broke, me wearing them like that, and I have a small head, and that is how you wear headphones when you're mixing. Sometimes you need an ear out. I can't stand monitoring my own voice with both ears, okay? So yeah, leave it at that. Let me know. If you like the video, subscribe, and I'll be back with some more videos very soon.